It was on, on the background, sort of, watching film at the same time, no different than I'm usually doing.
Games like that, I mean, obviously it's fun basketball to watch for a lot of people, but as a team that is also, ranked top 3, and does that make you nervous at all when you're watching another top team get taken down like that? Or
I don't get nervous watching television. I got plenty of things to be nervous about. Watching TV ain't one of them.
Does the possibility of taking over as number 1 raise the stakes at all for you all on Friday, or do you have any feelings like that?
No, I mean, I think everybody that covers college basketball this year continues to say there are no great teams out there. So I guess we, if we were fortunate enough to win, we might be the best of the mediocres, according to everybody. So I got bigger problems to worry about.
Do you think it's something you need to address with the team at all, or?
If I do, I'll address it. But I think those guys hopefully know me well enough and our coaching staff that I don't get caught up in the outside world's perception of our team, or where we need to answer critics or how we deal with praise. I mean, we're all about trying to figure out a way to get better and play better from the previous game. So if I feel like there's a need to address it, then I'll address it. But at this point, I'm worried more about practice.
what's the biggest thing that you want to see your team make an improvement on from Akron to Friday?
Well, the biggest thing would be our offense. I thought our offense was deplorable against Akron, especially in the second half. Thought we took quick shots. We've become a team that when, we get up, we get away from how we practice and how we do things on both ends of the floor. And the sign of a mature team is a 180 from that. And we've got a lot of maturing to go through. We do.
How does a game like last night reiterate your point to your team that, that they have work to do, that, the ranking really doesn't matter, especially when teams like Akron and Stephen F. Austin are coming after you?
I would hope that our staff can get across to our players without having to watch other teams, set examples. If they felt like in any way, shape, or form after our game against Akron that we're okay or we're doing a good job, then I'm doing something wrong.
What do you see in Western, Bassey and the supporting cast?
I see a really talented team. I see a team that has a lot of experience on the floor. Bassey's an NBA player. He should have gone last year. That would have been very nice. He's big. He's very skilled. He's got a soft touch. When he gets to the free throw line, he converts. And then they've got some guys that can really shoot the ball from the three-point line, so it stretches your defense, and at the same time you have such a concern about what he's doing in the interior that, offensively they have the makings of a special group. So Hollingsworth is a very experienced guard at this point in his career. So they've got a lot of Mr. Basketballs on their team from the state. They're going to take a lot of pride in this game, and as we are. So it's a game where hopefully our players, we have their undivided attention here as we prepare for a really good Western Kentucky team.
Steve was saying that a lot of the emphasis on improving defensively has been on better communication, and with the variety of threats that WKU has, I would assume that that's going to be super important.
I mean, it's always important. It's frustrating that we aren't better as a team communicating. I'm not doing a good enough job to get that point across, or we'd be a louder team on the defensive end, and then we wouldn't have as much slippage from practice to the game as we've had. So yeah, it's always a concern. And then when you play a talented, cohesive offensive unit that the other team presents, it makes your challenge even greater.
Do you think the stakes are higher with it being a in-state opponent or anything like that?
I mean, I don't know what stakes mean. I mean, it's one game. We try to win every game we play, Lucas. Like I don't know what that means. You know, every team has a net ranking, an RPI, but I just worry about winning the game. I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I would get yelled at my lake house a lot, you know, louder because it's right in Western Kentucky. Might be a few, neighborhoods that would make fun of me or some neighbors that would make fun of me, but we're just trying to get better, and we're playing a really good team on Friday that we have to be ready for. You know, I don't want to come across, you know, like dismissive or anything. The only thing I know is that we're playing a team that's really good, and we worry about the next practice, all the other stuff, the extraneous stuff of like them being an in-state or the possibility of becoming number one. I don't worry about any of that. I really don't. I don't. I mean, here's what I worry about more in the last 24 hours. Now, this is being probably too real and too serious. There was a fraud charge on my Visa card last night. It was from Cigars, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I don't know what that means. I never bought a cigar. I don't know if it was like a different name for a parent company, but it had a charge on there of $222.75. I called U.S. Bank and I said, you know, what is the issue? This lady at Janet, she does a great job. She told me, Coach, that was on your card, not your wife's, because we have a split account. We share an account. And I said, I know I didn't do that. And she was like, well, would you like to file a fraud charge? And I'm like, well, I guess, because I just don't want to have it taken out of my account. And so we did that. We have to shut your credit card down, right? So last night on the way home from Laney's basketball game, you know, it's late, it's like 8:30. Did a good job in the scrimmage yesterday, by the way. She starts to order DoorDash, right? Through my account. And she goes to put in her order for Chick-fil-A, and you know, we're all gonna eat Chick-fil-A, which is really good, by the way. They say to her, or they say, you know, the phone says, rejected. It's because of my payment information. So then I have to get my credit card while I'm driving. I know that's not safe. And I have to like go through my iPhone settings and go to DoorDash and do all this thing and give her the new card, right? So she puts a whole new card in. Thank heavens we got it right below the time, because DoorDash doesn't deliver past like, 10 o'clock and the store closes, but we got it. Well, then I'm sitting there playing practice today, and I get an email, and it says my iTunes account is now shut down because of this credit card. And so I had to go through my settings. I don't know if you guys have iPhones. It's really difficult. You gotta go through your settings. You gotta go back and forth. You gotta go email. And it was a real hassle. So that's 2 accounts now that I've had to change credit card information. Now I've gotten the Courier Journal. My subscription's about to get canceled. I mean, it's a joke.
Don't let that happen.
So when I say that I'm really like, I've spent more time thinking about that than us being number one in the country. I promise.
It sounds like it.
But the athletic subscription is still okay?
Don't even get me started on yours. Like why they make you go through the app instead of just reading it on your phone. And one phone actually works that way, and the other one, it demands that I go through the app. So I'm not real happy about that.
Take it off the chain.
Can you answer another basketball question?
Sure.
Keep talking about fraud. As far as Enoch's concerned, what do you expect out of him with his passing out of the post? Because he's got 2 assists in 138 minutes, which I don't know from your standpoint what that means, but
it's not Steve's role. It's not his job. I think that a lot of times when he's been doubled or he's been crowded in the post, he's made the really simple play. He just kicked it out to the open man. And when he does that, a lot of times the ball will then get swung to the other side of the floor, or it's driven because the kid, has a bad closeout. At times people are going to double off, less of a shooter than a guy like Ryan or Jordan. So when he sprays it out, he might not be throwing it out to a 50% or 40% three-point shooter. But I'm not worried about Steven, becoming Vlade Divac and trying to hit cutters and stuff. It's make the simple decision. And then offensively, I'm asking him to post as deep as he can in the lane. Post in the charge circle. Duck in right there. You're not getting doubled there. You can go up and get fouled. And so, his assist turnover ratio isn't going to lead our team, and I don't really care.
With Bassey being one of probably the better bigs that you're going to see this season, how do you think that Aiden is going to handle that, or are you planning on holding him out for any reason like we did the other game?
Well, I mean, there was two guys in front of him, you know, two guys that played an awful lot of minutes a year ago, and they're a lot more experienced. So if Aiden gets his opportunity, he's got to do just like Malik and Steve do, and that is, you know, watch film, get prepared through the drills that we do, know that Bass is going to try to ride him up the lane. If he does a good job when the ball's on the wing, when the ball gets swung to the top of the key, he's going to try to, you know, lock and lob him and ride him up the lane. And so he's going to have to match that toughness level against, you know, one of the best bigs that we're going to play all year.
Seems like his hands have gotten a little bit better over the past few games.
That's good to hear. He's worked on it every single day. You know, he spends time with, you know, student managers. Joey Gruden's throwing the ball against the wall, and you know, Aiden's doing everything that he can to, you know, become a better catcher. And I think they have improved, and his confidence has improved with that.
Anything else, Coach?
Did you recruit any of those guys? With Tavion being right up the road?
We looked at some of them, absolutely. You know, I never had a chance to see Tavion. You know, obviously he's a little bit older and I wasn't here. But that was a guy that, yeah, we looked at for a little bit. We ended up getting, I think, Paul Scruggs in that class. So, you know, we always are going to try to look within a 100-mile radius of, you know, our school.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thank you.